2015 is going to be the year where hopefully a new series of Sustainable Development Goals are agreed. And I think lots of people want to know, what is that all about, the Sustainable Development Goals? What is it that we want those goals to be doing? And how can they be involved to make sure it happens? So I think that we in Concord will be trying to link up with more global campaigns that can point people in the right direction. If, for example, if you're a teachers group and you want to know for a sustainable development goal related to education and inclusive education, how can you mobilise your constituency as part of a more global campaign? And I think we will seek to do that in the European Year project, the Civil Society Alliance, and partly through work with the Action 2015, which is a sort of global campaign looking at how to promote the Sustainable Development Goals. Well, the CSO Alliance is, when we're thinking of what can we do as the NGO Confederation, we thought we could try to pull together some of our allies in other parts of civil society. So the women's movement, trade unions, diaspora groups. So what we want to do is to try and involve the other parts of civil society involved in other sectors in Europe in our European Year on Development. Well, we want to reach other groups of people that haven't perhaps been very involved in development issues, and also to try to see the commonality between some of the issues of other parts of civil society. If we think about the fight against poverty and social exclusion in Europe, about women's rights in Europe, and we want to try to see the commonality between what they're doing in Europe and the European Year on Development and more global issues and processes. Well, we will have a steering committee made up of this wider alliance, and we will then have criteria for organisations that want to apply. We're finalising those now, and they'll be available on the Concord website. What we're trying to do is to encourage people to come together, so to have projects that bring people together and different levels of expertise and different types of organisations together. So I think normally it would be a Concord member, along with another part of civil society, so another civil society organisation. We want to have regional spread, so we want diversity, and we want to have innovative ideas, innovative communication tools and dialogue tools, so we'll be looking for that. Yeah, so I think in the next couple of weeks those criteria will be published, and then we look forward to receiving applications early in the new year. The spotlight is being shone on us and our issue this year, so it's a great opportunity for us. So I don't think necessarily we're doing things that we wouldn't do otherwise, but I think we can do them differently. And I think for NGOs that are also, the development NGOs, I think are also looking to the future, looking to groups of people and communities perhaps outside their normal groups of supporters. And I think that the European Year on Development is an opportunity for them to say, who are we trying to reach out to, what are our new messages. So I think the European Year on Development gives that opportunity for us a little bit to hone a little bit our message and our new narrative, and to develop that narrative vis-à-vis other communities. And maybe a final thing to say is that we see the European Year on Development as an opportunity for a conversation, very much a two-way conversation. I think it's welcome if people say, well, what's this got to do with us? And I think that is an issue we should be able to deal with, and a question we should be able to answer. Well, I think that we don't think that everything should happen in Brussels, but we think that we can play a role as a pan-European organisation in encouraging interaction and exchange between our different members in different parts of the EU and their members as well, to sort of share expertise, experiences, different tools, and also to sort of mutually inspire each other. So I think that what's going on in the Netherlands or in Portugal or in Italy may be very distinct, but I think that we can all learn from each other, and use some of the communication tools and experiences that the others have. So I think that we want to have that space. I think the other thing to say is part of the objective of the European Year is to think about policy asks, about advocacy, what we want to change in EU policy. And for that we need, an exchange, and we need a sort of common position. So we want to also be the sort of forum for that interaction.